Hello.
Roger, welcome to the show. You're currently on 99 career title wins. Will you leave Australia with 100?
Oh, that would be beautiful. I don't know. I'll try my very best. It's been a great season again last year and obviously the year before that. But yeah, this is a new one. Started well at the Hopman Cup in Perth, and I'm feeling really good in practice here so far in Melbourne. So yes, it will be great, and I'll try my very best, and we'll see.
All right, and Roger, of the 99 that you have so far, which is your favourite? And before you answer, I'd like to remind you that you are in Australia and it's pretty much exclusively an Australian audience watching this.
Right, so of course it was the Australian Open last the year before that when I beat Rafa in that epic match. Of course it was. No, that was definitely top 5 wins of my life. It was like the fairy tale. So yes, I'll give it to you because I'm doing Australian TV. So yes, that was the one.
Roger, one of the things I love about you and love watching about you is that for everything you have done, you've still got all of the passion, all of the emotion, and that you don't mind a cry at the end of it. Are you someone that just sort of naturally likes to let go?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I think emotions are nice, and I maybe came to realize a long time ago when I had my really big first emotional win. Maybe it was also one of those when I beat Sampras at Wimbledon in 2001. I couldn't believe that you could be actually so happy and start crying. And in a way, I was happy I did that because it becomes more memorable, you know, sort of when you let go instead of holding it in. But I know everybody is different. Some people, even if they wanted to, they couldn't do it. So for me, it's different. It's not like I'm looking for it. It's uncomfortable when it happens when you lose. But yeah, it's maybe, I guess, an emotional guy, and I don't mind sharing it. And sure, it's been awkward or a little bit embarrassing at times as well, but it is what it is.
What do you like in the cinema when you're watching a sad movie, Roger? Do you let go then too?
Well, yeah, the worst part I feel like I get most emotional maybe is on planes, you know, watching movies. It's happened to me, like you're watching a movie, you're so deep in it, you got the earphones and you're watching, then all of a sudden it's like, would you like a drink? And you're like, what? You're crying, you know, so that has happened. That's not a good look.
Like Hamish said, we love your passion for the game. I mean, if you're a Roger Federer fan or any tennis fan, we know when you walk on the court, you are driven to win. Do you understand other competitors in the tennis world? We're not naming names, but who maybe don't have that passion to win? Like, can you relate to that?
I can, yes, because sometimes you feel tired and sometimes you traveled a lot and it's maybe just another extra tournament. So it's a lot to ask for sometimes from certain players, but at the same time, it's our hobby that became our dream job. So then you got to also ask yourself the question, isn't it easy to get excited and motivated? So I understand where it comes from. But at some point, you know, I took a decision to take the other direction, just say, like, I will not allow it to happen anymore. I will always put in best effort. I've learned it over the course of my career, and thankfully today I'm more known for my good performance than for my lackluster performances.
I think you're also really known for being a gentleman on and off the court. Why do you think it matters still that there are people that behave, I suppose, properly?
I think it's really important because I think a lot of children look towards us athletes or, let's say, famous people. Also parents, you know, come up to me a lot and say, like, oh, I'm so happy that, you know, they have you or another famous person as a role model. Because for me, role models were also very key and very important to push myself to become either a better person or a better player, better athlete. So I do believe it's still extremely important, even though I also, again, understand the other side of certain athletes where that is almost too much of a burden to always be able to control themselves. But the good thing for me, it comes naturally. I don't have to change. At the end of the day, all I can do is be myself and try my best and remind myself that, you know, this sport will always be bigger than you, but you are probably someone's favorite, and for those people, I think it's important to have a good look, yeah.
And for us, it's an absolute pleasure to be chatting to you. And we'd like to think that you've come on the show just for a bit of fun and to promote the Australian Open. But is there a sponsor at all that you'd like to mention anywhere along the way? I see you're wearing a University of Queensland shirt. Would you like to mention those guys?
Uniqlo gets confused here in Australia with the university. I can't believe that. But anyway, that's why I'm putting it right here on the chest so you can actually read it. And it's a really wonderful partner for me. They like their sports and they like being in tennis, which is great.
We love your honesty, Roger. You've been very honest throughout this interview. So I'm going to ask you a question I wasn't going to ask, which was, all the tennis players come to Australia.
Okay.
You all say how much you love the Australian Open and you love the country and you love Melbourne, playing in Melbourne. But what's one thing you hate about it? What's one thing you hate?
Where do we start? No, I'm joking. I think the thing is here at the Australian Open, and look, I called it a happy slam. It's a great event. The only hard part here is that there's just like 300 players and 300 coaches and guests and more and this and that, and it just ends up being so many people at the site, and it's okay, and we're happy to see each other, but it's like every corner you see someone else, and it's like another handshake, another hello, and another this. Whereas, like, let's just say the Hopman Cup, it's maybe 25, 30 players. So it's super intimate, it's super relaxed and quiet, whereas here it's just a different animal, and this sometimes can get quite tiring. But otherwise, it's all good.
It's tough being popular, isn't it, Roger?
Always such a joy to speak to you, Roger. Good luck, and thanks so much for speaking with us.
I appreciate it. All right, have a good day, guys. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
What a class act.